Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Today is the beginning of week 3, and the pattern I'm following, like I said, is a little different than some, but others are similar to mine as well. Is that week 3 is love, and it's a day 11 in the other calendar, both for representing Advent 2022. So the reading for today, for my Advent calendar, is, okay, we're going to go with day 11. Let's see what we have here. All right, day 11, a familiar passage to all of us, right? John 3:16, John 3:16. Now, it's not a typical something you would think of for the birth of Jesus, but it is a foretold. It explains the full cycle of foretelling his birth, but then also explaining what a sacrifice it was. So, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Thanks be to God. Something, like I said, a passage we should all be familiar with. Many of us probably learned as children. Can you imagine the sacrifice of God to give us his only begotten Son? And, of course, can you imagine the sacrifice of Mother Mary when it came to God, Jesus being on the cross? That was tremendous for both of them to go through. And the way we're living, sometimes we just take it for granted. But it all begins by Jesus' birth. So, on the Advent of Kindness calendar today, again, day 11, says, tape some money on a vending machine. You know, it's kind of interesting because I was at the vending machine yesterday at the hospital, and I'll go back again the second time today. And one of them, most of them now are using bank cards or credit cards, whatever, but you can still pay cash on some of them. And one of them, for the snack, unhealthy, I was able to use my card. The other one, it just wasn't acting right, so I just paid cash. Thank God I had cash. And, you know, that's something we're running out of today. And I think of a lot of people that are even, I hate to say it, you know, needing money, panhandling, whatever the word you want to use, that, you know, legit or not, you know, just, and nowadays probably are legit, unfortunately, because there's so much, everybody's struggling. But it's so hard to have cash and just hand out $5 or a dollar or two, whatever, because most of us don't have cash anymore. It's a good and bad thing, because I've never been, I'm not saying never. For the last handful of years, I've probably never not stressed as much about cash. But now I'm going back and thinking I need to keep some cash. And I think we all should probably think on that. But that's a separate issue. But at the same time, that shows how important it is to tape some money, maybe a couple dollars on a machine. For those that don't have an option, that may not have a bank card, a credit card, and may not have that much cash and need something while they're waiting at the hospital or waiting on the car to get fixed, on a break at work, and just struggling to make ends meet. However, every little bit helps just to bring a smile on somebody's face. So about this week of love, you know, it's a difficult and abused word in the English language. I loved my breakfast this morning. Loved my Starbucks. Well, it's not a good word to use for food, but we do. There are actually more words that are just not love that can replace what we say. I think it's, oh, that was a wonderful breakfast. I adored it. Or, man, that was just yum, yum, yum. I don't know. But you don't have to say love. And boy, I'm victim to this too. I'm guilty of this. But the passage today is around love as well, so it really is fitting for the week of love. And that definition of love is a truly selfless, of giving his one and only begotten Son to us. Are we that selfless? Do we give without needing something in return? Do we have that love in our hearts? Now, there are other languages that are more appropriately describe the types of love that there are. I remember in Spanish, the different types of language words for love, and wanted to share some that from the Greek language from the Bible. There's like 5 or 6 that are kind of different, and not all are. People probably see them all, and I'll look at some other angles later on this week. But for the Greek form of love and Bible related, the first one is eros, eros, E-R-O-S. It's an intimate relations form of love. And we can see how some of these names kind of go into English and how we change them. The second one is P-H-I-L-I-A, philium. And it's a deep friendship. You feel it. So you kind of put some connection to the words. And L-U-D-U-S, number 3, ludus, can mean multiple things, but it's a playful love, yet it can be a love which is not appropriate. And number 4 is agape, which is like the best, like a selfless love, truly selfless, like John 3:16, and for all people. That's what we long for, and what God has for Jesus, given his only son, but what Jesus has for us, and Mary had. Whew. It's an admirable type of love to have, something we need to take, long to be better at. And number 5 is pragma. And again, these words kind of sound like some of our words that we kind of changed into to fit with us. Pragma is a P-R-A-G-M-A, long-standing love, long-established relationships. And the last one in this setting of words is P-H-I-L-A-U-T-I-A, philautia. Love of self with varying forms in itself. Narcissism, a healthier, but also a need for healthier form of love for ourselves. A lot of times it's hard to find that in between. You're either narcissistic or you don't love yourself. So we need to go to God to help us love ourselves. So love has a lot of definitions and a lot of meanings, deep meanings, and it's a lot more empowering in the Bible than we take advantage of it. So I'll see you tomorrow. You take care. God bless. Bye-bye.